Welcome back, everybody. Yesterday was a very eventful day for me. So we went on a 20-mile run, my friends and I, in the morning in preparation for the Chicago Marathon. After that, some other of my friends and I went to a local card show just outside of Chicago in Rosemont called the Ludex card show. So it's pretty close to where they do the national, but it's not the same location. It's a newer card show that just started. I think it's only been around for 2 months now. It's sponsored by the Ludex app, which I believe is an application that helps you track your cards and the prices of your cards in more real time. I don't know much about it. I'm not too much interested in some of that stuff anyway, but for people who maybe are looking at kind of monitoring some modern card prices, it's probably pretty good. So we went to the show yesterday and I wanted to kind of just go through some of the stuff I got. But briefly, like before Sox are done. They got swept this weekend by the Arizona Diamondbacks. They have a few more guys on the injured list that are key players. I think it's time to start packing up shop and thinking about next year and thinking about probably why are our guys injured so often. I think they need to really kind of look into that issue right there, because we're paying a lot of money for guys that are not available outside of maybe like Jose Abreu and like Andrew Vaughn. They haven't really had their big players available for the full season, and it's really hurt. So the Ludex card show, just a brief little overview. I should have taken some pictures or video yesterday, but I didn't. I'm sorry. It was pretty well attended. There's a lot of modern stuff going on there. The dealers were really nice to work with, were really friendly. It wasn't some of the bigger dealers you might run into that are kind of maybe a little staunchy and a little inflexible on prices. So a lot of them were willing to negotiate. In fact, one of my friends was able to kind of pull off a pretty huge trade and got some stuff by trading some of the cards that he had, and was able to pick up, for example, the Derek Jeter foil rookie from '93 SP and a few other things too. And that was kind of just the environment there. A lot of people were kind of willing to talk and willing to kind of deal. Just was a really positive atmosphere, and it was pretty well attended, and they had some free autograph signings too. They had Joe Creedy, who played for the White Sox in '05, and they had Willie Gault, who was the wide receiver on the '85 Bears. And then Andrew Vaughn was there earlier in the day to sign autographs, which were kind of cool too. I didn't do any of those things. We got there late in the afternoon, so Creedy had already left. Willie was just about to start, and Andrew Vaughn had already left too, because he had to go to the ballpark to play a game that night. So just a kind of a little recap, for more of a vintage focus guy, I couldn't really find a lot of vintage out there. There were a lot of mantle stuff tend to be more of the theme. If you saw vintage, there was a vintage table, but the guys were very friendly, but they just kind of weren't really willing to kind of budge on prices. So it was not a great show for pickups for me, although I'm pretty happy with some stuff I picked up because I was able to actually get kind of a theme going here, and I'll kind of show you what I got. I'll start with the raw cards I got. So there's this one dealer that is from Indiana that was there. I'll use these actually. He was there and he had boxes of raw cards from the 50s and 60s there. None of the sets that I was looking to be able to put together at this point, but they did have some raw cards, boxes of raw cards with Hall of Famers and stuff in it too, so it wasn't just your commons. And he had a White Sox box, he had a Cubs box, and then he had a box of other Hall of Famers and stuff. So I started going through the White Sox box, and I noticed I picked up some cards I didn't have before. And I'm happy with raw cards for some of these things. I don't always need a graded card. So there's a nice little theme going here. I got 1960 Topps Hall of Famers. So starting with the first card in the 1960 set, Early Win. Pretty nice condition here. So got Early Win, a 300 game winner. So we got him, we'll put him in front of Spidey over there. And then we got the next Hall of Famer in the set. I didn't get Al Lopez, the manager, but that was the only one I was maybe missing. Was Nellie Fox. So we got Nelson Fox there. Number 2. These guys are on my list of all-time White Sox. And we got the next one. Didn't get the All-Star cards. I don't think they actually had the All-Star cards available. It would have just been 2 of them, I think, anyway. It would have been Fox and Aparicio. We got Luis Aparicio out of that box, too. These are all pretty much near expert mint or better. And then the one I spent a little bit more on was in better condition, but the only one of this guy I saw on the box was Minnie Minoso. So I got Minnie, Louise, and Nellie Fox. So definitely like a good theme of the go-go socks here from the guys from the popular in the 1950s and early 60s with the White Sox. Not a member of the 59 Sox, but these other guys were big pieces of the 1959 Sox, including the 1959 MVP and the 1959 Cy Young Award winner, who came over and joined the White Sox, I believe, a year earlier in '58 from Cleveland. So some really nice pickups, I thought, overall. These are all from the 1960 top set, which I think is one of the most beautiful sets from the 1960s, period. And one of the better top sets created. So just was really happy to pick those up. The big purchase I got, and I think I got all of them like 50 bucks or something like that. So it was like a really good deal overall. The big pickup I got, I'm gonna try and move these back a little, create a little bit more space for this next guy. The only graded card I got, and it was the one I spent the most on, was actually somebody who had a bunch of modern cards, and he had this one card in his case that didn't fit. It was a vintage card. And so I was looking up comps on the card, and he had it for one price, which was well above comps. And I kind of offered him something closer to comps. And he was like, I'm pretty sure that what I'm offering is what it's currently at. And like, I kind of shook my head. I'm like, I don't think so. He's like, this is what I liked about him. He's like, if you can show me what the comps are, I might be willing to deal with you. And so I showed him the comps, and he was able to come down to my asking price. So it was great. I mean, not all the dealers there that had the vintage cards wanted to do that because they thought they could just easily move these at other shows. So I respect that because they were super friendly too at the same time. And I love just kind of talking baseball stuff with them and baseball cards in particular. But my big one was a rookie card from a set that I don't have a card from until yesterday. So a little drum roll, please. It actually is part of the Go-Go Sox, but he's not in a White Sox uniform. We actually saw a card from him earlier. It is the 1949 Bowman Early Win rookie card. My first card from the 1949 Bowman set. Now I have a card from every Bowman set, Hall of Famer from every Bowman set right now. It's not one of the 3 sets I'm trying to work on right now. Actually 4 if you include 2001 Topps Gold. But a very good one nevertheless from 1949. I was very happy to pick it up. It's a 1.5. It has got pretty good eye appeal when you see it, but when you pull it up closer, you can see the creases in the card. The corners, definitely one of them got bent kind of badly down here. Doesn't show up too well on the camera, but you can kind of see it on some of the back of the card. You can see like where the crease was. And there's kind of like a crease kind of going down the middle a little bit. That's hard to see unless you are looking at it with the naked eye. But I'm really happy to put this one into my collection. I have the 1949 Early Win. So happy to have a nice Go-Go Sox day at the card show yesterday, and I look forward to possibly stopping by the show next month, which will be the 4th Saturday of the month. If you're interested in going to it. Again, it's the Ludex card show. You can find it at their website at ludex.com. All right, have a great week, everybody, and I'll probably see you at some point later this week.